In this lesson, we will cover Unit 1, Chapter 1, Section 1.1, Imperial Units of Measure. In this lesson, you will learn what is measurement, what are some commonly used units of measurement, how to develop personal reference to estimate imperial measures of length, and how to convert between the imperial units. As you can see, section 1.1 is taken from the text, and the lesson focus here is how to develop personal reference to estimate imperial measures of length. So first, what is measurement? This is not your first introduction to measurement. Back in grade 3, you were first introduced to centimeters and meters. Then later in grade 5, it was extended to millimeters and kilometers. Today, in Math 1201, we are going to study two systems of measurement. The first is the imperial units, consisting of inches, feet, yards, and miles. Secondly, we will look at the SI units, which covers millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometers. We will use these two systems to determine things such as length, width, height, area, volume, and distance. It's important to note here that the SI system of measure is the official measurement system in Canada. We will look at this system later in section 1.3. First, our focus will be on the imperial units. What is imperial units? This system has been originally developed in England and has been used through many different countries. The imperial system consists of inches, feet, yards, miles. You may have used them in everyday use, and some common examples are the construction industry, where lengths are measured in inches, for an example, 2 inches by 4 inches. Or in different types of sports, such as football and golf, they measure distance using yards. Or if you were going to run a marathon, that marathon would be measured in miles. Let's take it a step further and see how we can estimate each of these measurements. In the following table that is represented here, we are looking at the imperial unit, the abbreviation, the referent that can be used, and the relationship between the units. A referent is an object that can be used to estimate a measurement. Each referent is an approximate measure for an imperial unit. As long as there has been trade going on between people, there have been a need for measuring devices. These units were standardized with relationships between the units, and as we can see, they are in this table below. First, the inch can be represented by IN, and the referent will be a thumb length. Next, the foot, the abbreviation is FT, and we have a foot length. 1 foot equals 12 inches. A yard is represented by YD. It is known as the arm span for a referent. There is two relationships between this unit. First, 1 yard equals 3 feet, or we can say 1 yard equals 36 inches. Lastly, a mile is represented by MI. It is a distance that can be walked in 20 minutes. Of course, this is approximate measure, as everybody would walk in a different speed, but it is approximately the distance walked in 20 minutes. We have two relationships for this unit as well. 1 mile equals 1,760 yards, or 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. As we're looking at this table, let's think of some real-life situations that we could use each of these references for. The most important example may be if you're in a classroom and you are looking at your student desk or a teacher's desk, and we want to determine the width of the desk. Maybe we'll use a floor tile or a ceiling tile in this example. If we use the floor tiles and can recognize that the floor tiles are too wide for the desk, each floor tile can be represented by a foot length. Each foot length is 1 foot or 12 inches. If the desk is 2 tiles, therefore we have a 2 feet. Or We can think of a computer screen, a smartboard screen, a team board screen. All these screens are measured usually in inches, no matter the size or the width. You could have a 42-inch TV or a 50-inch TV. Those would all be measured in inches. Let's next look at an example and how to convert between imperial units. In example 1, we want to convert 9 yards to first feet and then inches. It is important here to keep that table in mind as a reference so we can go back and forth and look at what conversion unit will be the best. Here we can use that 1 yard equals 3 feet. Given that we have 9 yards and we want to move to feet, we are moving from left to right. So to convert yards to feet, we must multiply by 3. 9 yards equals 9 times 3 feet. Therefore, 9 yards equals 27 feet. Next, we want to look at how to convert 9 yards to inches. Well, again, you can look at your conversion unit. 1 yard equals 36 inches. This will be the most appropriate to use. Again, we're given the yards, we want to move to inches. So to convert feet to inches, you need to multiply by the 36. 9 yards equals 9 times 36, which equals 324 inches. In summary, for this lesson, we have our imperial conversions. 1 foot equals 12 inches, 1 yard equals 3 feet, 1 yard equals 36 inches, 1 mile equals 1,760 yards, 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. And lastly, in the table displayed, we can see the conversions and the reference that can be used for each.